A shed update, and not adding a whole lot, kind of more of a lost and found, and I did add to it, so I will show you what's that, and I want to talk about the ongoing mini spinning diorama. But first, this is lost and found, and I've kind of added to it. I like to buy basically the clearance rack because no one usually wants it, and these are the old Tamiya sets that you get, like this is infantry equipment, US, so it's poly bagged, which cuts the price down. But anyway, that's one of those that you just don't see much. I see a lot of figures. What's that? German crew figure from the Wesp, and there ain't nothing wrong with having extra figures. I mean, you don't even have to paint them that way, and you always have a base to convert them. Anyway, I bought a bunch of them. Just what is it? U.S. Tank Crew. I mean, never can go, and you always have never can go wrong. You can always get use them as a base and go ahead and resculpt the figures. I did buy a bunch of them. I don't know why I was on it. I think they were really cheap, but I did buy the little bicycle. Because you don't have to necessarily use the German for the bicycle. You can use the bicycle for, I think back there, the Viet Cong's got one, and you can use civilian, and the bicycle never really changes a lot, so it's versatile for military, post-apocalyptic, you name it. But it's just a variety of stuff. Some things I do buy, I get like a box of parts, from fellow mothers that either got out of the business. I did there for a while. I was buying a lot of resin parts from off of a guy. He just always had a big wad of a sack of resin parts, plastic parts, and I have always gone through it and complete kits, that I've missed a part or stole a part from and all that. It's just crazy, A lot of stuff that, figure parts, heads, arms, legs, is just usable. What I'm hoping to do is, since I got a bunch of Tamiya sacks here, I want to do, and I don't want to go too far out, but I want to try to do it like that, where I got the metal figures and some accessories that way, which I'm probably going to end up doing something like that. Like I got aircraft resin detail sets and vacuum form canopies and photo etch and all that good stuff. So I'm going to try to do the Tamiya one like that, but I do got a bunch of Tamiya. Where do I have Tamiya? And the black sack, which is this is more of the same, which I bought a bunch of them. I mean, I basically bought every one they had in the store, but anyway, they were cheap and I couldn't resist. But anyway, that's an ongoing. I'm gonna try to do a little peg thing somewhere around here if it looks good. But I'll probably do that at a later date. The diorama. I did get one new thing in here, and I did get the turntable. This is the bigger one, which is I say for like 5-inch figures. Let's just go grab a little small one. We'll do that. Where is it? There we go. And the taller ones are really hard to find. There's the short one. You can see the difference. It's actually really taller. Basically, you can put a figure in that one, bust, 35th scale, 24th maybe. But it shows you how to do it. But I just I wanted to do a diorama, and I'm in the planning phase, which you saw one video where I drew it out, and I'm kind of leaning toward, I want to take the, basically the base itself, paint the clear part, and put some detail parts on it, which I'll use my 35th scale one, kind of something like that. So when it spins, it's got action, and it's also a vignette at the same time. But I want to incorporate the turntable into the vignette, not the, not just having a spinning diorama. But MEK, I got glue on the mine. MAK, they got a vehicle called the Banana Boat, and it's actually, for purposes here, it's got basically 3 of these, and the MEK suit actually fits in one of the compartments, and it actually comes open, and that's how they transport the suits and everything, which I've been thinking about that way too. And I either want to do a round one, or I'm thinking about doing like a square one and doing a hanger, if you will, like a hanger door, having him come out, like so. And I've even considered, and I got to think, what about just a different type of, even a Gunpla, a Gundam type robot? I mean, necessarily don't have to, have to paint. It's the beauty of science fiction. Don't have to paint what's on the box. You can paint whatever color you want, as you technically are not wrong. But anyway, kind of leaning toward the MAK style. But see, I can't decide if I want to do the 24th one, or do I want to do a 35th scale one, which I'm leaning toward that, because you don't see many, you see a lot of 24 scale MAK dioramas, but you don't see a lot of 35th one, which I'm leaning toward that. But I can't decide, how big do I want to go. I want to do a little bit taller one, because when you do dioramas, you instead of going this way, you can go vertical, and that way you broke that plane, and yours will be different from everyone else's once they're on the tables and all that. And I just I can't decide if I want to take a like around here and let it spin, have him coming out like so, have him come out on top. I'm basically in the playing mode, trying to figure out which is the best deal of pose, which is the best deal of action. Thought about running a little flashing LED in here, so he looks like firing his gun, coming out the hole. Thought about, going like sideways here, something like that. Having him come out this way instead of going up. It's just it's one of those that I am trying to figure out. I just haven't decided what I want to do, but that's the fun part about modeling. You get to play around and see what you want to do. And I may, I'm really trying to do MAK here, but I thought about doing either a Gunpla one, or I even thought about doing like an orbiting, like not a space dock, but a little port, and have like an old, I probably don't have one handy. It's probably buried around here, but for example, like an old Lindbergh rocket or something, or hell, even the AMT UFO one, docking next to the, port there, like it's, got the little airlock there. I thought about even James Bond's shuttle, the Moonraker, having it, where's the little port there, having it docked right there, and while it spins, just to break it up. Even the space buggy, even I considered something like that. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of just playing around, trying to figure out which is the coolest way to do it. So anyway, that's enough of me rambling on about that. But anyway, I'll figure it out. So that's what I am working on today. So adding some more to my figures and accessories, and adding another trumpeter turntable to the Ark, and we are playing away at creating a Vignette inside the Ark. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.